If you have oily acne-prone skin, here are 5 sunscreens you should try. I tested out these 5 just to check which ones actually feel good for everyday use, especially if you live in a country with 4 different seasons. Yahoo! Welcome back if you're new here. Hi, my name is Pat, the ugly expat in Japan. Coming from a tropical country, I always had oily acne-prone skin. Maybe because of the humidity back in the Philippines, the air pollution, and basically the food that we ate, because we are lovers of oily food. But now that I'm living here, Japan is blessed to have 4 seasons, and my face has become a combination of both oily acne-prone and dry skin, depending on the season. This explains why skincare is never one style fits all. But I'd be happy to share with you the 5 sunscreens that I use all year round and which ones are best for which season. If you are interested in knowing what works for what season, stick until the end of this video, and let's start with the first one. The most affordable one that's available here in Japan comes from this brand. And this one is the Watery Gel, which has the same SPF 50, PA++++. There are 4 plus signs, right? And also, yeah, this one is from the same brand. It is the Watery Essence. What I noticed between these two is that this one has a thicker consistency, while this one has that lighter consistency. So here, and today I use these two to check, because for me, I always prefer sunscreen lotions that would give me a matte effect on my skin, because I don't want to look dewy, shiny, or even oily. I try to look for skincare products that would limit the oil production on my face. And for this one, I think it also has that drier result if we compare it with this one. And this morning, I use for the left side of my face, and I think it's not too shiny, it's not too oily. That's what I noticed. But for the other side, the right side of my face, I used this Watery Essence. And if I compare it, it somehow gives off that shiny or glow. I don't know if it's a shiny glow, a dewy glow, but everything that shines on my face, I always consider it oily. That's why I don't use these two during a humid hot day. These two are really good for me, for my skin, when it's a cooler or cold month or season here in Japan, because they have that moisturizing effect and won't dry out my skin. The only thing that I'd like people to take note of is that this product line has alcohol infused or has alcohol in it as one of its ingredients. So if your skin, if your face is sensitive to alcohol, this might not be a good thing for you. And actually, I've already stopped using these two on my face because I prefer other products, mainly from Korea. But these two, I still use these for my neck, my nape, my ears, both the back part and the front, my hands and my feet, if I am wearing ankle socks during the day, just to keep myself protected from the sun. So yeah, that's it for this first one. Again, this one has a drier effect on my face. This one gives off that shiny, dewy look, which is not what I prefer. And before we move on to the next sunscreen brands that I use, I just want to point out that these two, somehow the white cast is not that obvious compared to the other Western brands that I've used before. This does not have that really thick white cast, but on my face, I really have to make sure that I evenly spread it to the other parts just to avoid having that white cast effect. But since I am of brown complexion, darker complexion, I noticed that if I use these products, my face tends to become one shade lighter, which I think it's not good because I don't know, it's pretty obvious that I put something on my face, and some people might think that I am wearing makeup because they see that my face is just lighter than the shade of my neck perhaps, or my other parts of my body. That's another reason why I no longer use these two on my face. The white cast is not big of a problem, but the result is that my face tends to be just a lighter shade compared to my neck and the other parts of my body. So yeah, but moving on. The third one, let's talk about this. This is Beauty of Joseon. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. I'm sorry if I butchered. Sorry. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce it correctly, but this one coming from Korea feels more of like skincare. And I think that's what Korean products are really good at when they produce their own skincare line. They infuse a lot of skincare ingredients as compared to Japan's sunscreen. They add more ingredients to protect your face, your skin from the UV rays. Korean products also do that, but their slight edge is that they add skincare products that would also nourish your skin aside from protecting your face and skin from the sun. So for this one, I also don't use this during the hot, humid days of summer because it somehow moisturizes my face. And for someone who has oily, acne-prone skin, during the summer, my face tends to be oilier than usual. So I avoid using this one because I don't want my face to have that extra moisture from this one. So I highly suggest if you have combination skin, acne-prone, oily skin, and if you live in a country with 4 different seasons, use this during the cold, dry months. It somehow gives my face that right amount of glow and moisture during the dry months of winter. And here in Japan, this one maybe is around 1,900, 1,800 yen. So if I am on a tighter budget, I buy this one instead of another brand that I also like during the cold months. This sunscreen from Skin 1004. So this is the Madagascar Centella Hyalu-Cica sunscreen lotion. So yeah, it also has SPF 50, PA+++. Are there 4 pluses? But yeah, so it has SPF 50, PA++++. So 4 plus signs. To be honest, I don't know what those plus signs means, but I'm thinking it's a good thing. So yeah, and also this one has that moisturizing effect that I like to use during the cold months of autumn and winter. So again, my face tends to be so dry during those seasons, during those months. So I have this because it adds moisture to my face and it's just the right amount. Because during those months, my face tends to be too dry. So this is what I use to give my face that moisture that it needs. And if you ask which one is better, I use these two, whichever is available or whichever is like within my budget. Because in some colder months, if I don't have that much of a budget, or if this one is not available, I go for this because it's cheaper and it's there. I buy this at Don Quixote, Love's like skincare area section. But yeah, to be honest, I prefer this one though, but this one is a bit on the pricier side. If I remember it correctly, it is sold here in Japan at 2,800, 2,900 yen. But again, these two gives your face that moisture that it needs during the winter, autumn months. During the introduction of this video, I said that there are 5 sunscreens that I use. Actually, there are 6, but this one, I only use this for one time because it's difficult to find this one here in Japan. I bought it online, but whenever I am running out of sunscreen, I just go to Don Quixote or a different like drugstore, loft to purchase a different sunscreen. So buying this online takes a lot of waiting time. So I decided to just stop using this. It has a very cool and soothing feel when you apply it. And it contains some calming ingredients to help with pimples. But in Japan recently, the days are getting warmer, and today I use these Japanese products and I was out and about. I had to like walk around and I noticed that my forehead looks shiny for my liking, because I'm that person who likes that matte finish. And when summer is in full swing here in Japan, I always use this one. Dr. G's Green Mild Up Sunscreen is the GOAT when it comes to people with oily, acne-prone skin. I use this during the hot months, especially I perspire a lot, I sweat a lot. But this one, I noticed that when I use this, my face does not become that oily. It controls the sebum production of my skin, which is really nice. I believe it does not cost you more than 2,000 yen to buy this product. It comes in 35 ml, not as much as the Japanese brands, but I was able to use this around for like a month and a half. So this one is what I highly recommend for people with oily acne-prone skin, especially during the summer. This one controls the oil better than the others that I introduced in this video. On the days that you don't want to look shiny, this one is for you. But you might be apprehensive because when you use this one, it tends to be very white and the consistency is thick. So when you apply it on your face, it gives off that premature white cast. I say premature because it doesn't last that long as you like spread it evenly onto your face. And make sure that when you go out, the product already has been spread out and has been applied to your face. So yeah, at first, it might come off as, you know, a white cast, but just continue to spread it evenly on your face. And as the day progresses, your face won't look like one shade lighter than usual. The white cast is not going to stay the whole day. I forgot. The one thing that you have to be careful though in using this is using it during the cold, dry months. Because based on my experience, I use this during autumn and winter. My face became too dry already, and because my face was too dry, I had an acne breakout because I used this during the season, which is not the best for it. So if you want to try this one, I highly suggest not to try it during the cold, dry months of autumn and winter because you might suffer breakouts just like I did. So yeah, that's what I'd like to remind you of when using Dr. G's Green Mild Up sunscreen. This comes with another variant which adds moisture, but for me, I don't like my face to be more moisturized than it should be. The oil that my face produces just the right amount of sebum or oil, so I don't need that extra moisture. But if you are on the drier side of things, you can try the other variant that comes from Dr. G. So yeah, those are my recommendations, and I've come up with 6 sunscreens that I have been using for someone who has combination skin. Again, just to summarize, you can use these during dry, cool months of in autumn and winter. For humid, hot, warm days, this one from Dr. G is the winner. But as I've said, skincare is never a one-style-fits-all. So what about you? What sunscreen products do you recommend for someone who has oily, acne-prone, or combination skin? Let me know in the comments, and let's talk about some pimple fighting products that I've been using in next week's video. I'll see you then. Mata ne!